Hi, Keisha of New World Mind and Spirit, and thank you for joining me today for a little card spread that we're going to do for the full moon in Aquarius. So the full moon in Aquarius is going to happen on August 3rd. And Aquarius is definitely so much about change and so much about moving forward and being progressive and just not getting stuck in the past, but just keeping to evolve and move forward. And certainly 2020 has been a year of a lot of changes, a lot of progression, come what may. And we also know that it's often a messy process. So this full moon in Aquarius, we want to talk about how we can just continue to evolve and move forward. In spite of all the scariness and the uncertainty and the harshness and the ugliness of what may be happening around us, how can we move forward anyway and just continue to evolve and progress as a community? And this full moon, the August's full moon, is often also, I've seen it referred to as the Sturgeon Moon and also as the Green Corn Moon. And this card is from one of my favorite oracle decks, which is the Queen of the Moon Oracle. And I'm just having it out as a focal card for focal energy. So this full moon is the Green Corn Moon, or the Sturgeon Moon. And what the author of the Queen of the Moon Oracle has chosen to focus with this full moon is she's chosen to focus on the aspect of patience and how, not everything, all the changes that we need are immediate. And I think that's a good thing to focus on for this full moon in Aquarius, is just having patience and just learning to just trust the process whenever we are moving forward. So I would like to consult one of my favorite tarot decks that I've been loving, which is the Herb Crafters Tarot, which is a beautiful, beautiful plant and herb craft themed deck. And we're going to consult that deck today. And we're really going to ask ourselves, and I've chosen two cards to kind of bridge it out here, we're going to ask ourselves how we can really just slow down and just trust that all that's happening right now is going to put us in a better place. How can we just really trust the process and trust the patience of change and moving forward? And Aquarius as well is ruled by the element of air. Air is often associated with our thinking and our thought patterns, and often the conflict and the fear that tends to circle around in our heads and the stress of it all. So I have chosen two cards ruled by the element of air. This Iha of Air card, represented by the plant of catnip, is going to represent us. It's going to represent where we are right now. And the Iha cards in the Herb Crafters Tarot, which is Spanish for daughter, it's all about basically the pages in a normal tarot deck, which is all about the beginner, the student situation. And so we're students of air. We're students of thinking. We're students of the mind. We're students at just learning how to navigate life and how to navigate change. And I wanted this card to sort of represent that aspect of us, the beginner journey. And as far as where we're going, I've chosen the Star card, and this is represented by the tree of cottonwood in the Herb Crafters Tarot. And cottonwood was chosen, number one, because it is a tree that often signifies the presence of water, which the creators of this deck have akin to inspiration. And of course, the star is all about inspiration. The star is associated with the sign of Aquarius, and the star, again, is all about hope. And, just even though we may be going through it this year, like, this is certainly, again, a tower year, the card that comes behind the tower, right after it, is the star. And it just promises hope, and as long as you keep faith, and it promises a renewal and a rebaptism into just moving into a new level and a new state. And cottonwood, well, another reason cottonwood was chosen for this card is, I don't know if you can see on the card itself, but when you cut a cottonwood twig, apparently what you see inside of it are little stars. If you actually look into it like a straw, it actually has a star shape, which is really cool. And also cottonwood tends to show scars of weather very easily, but at the same time, the leaves are often very shiny and very glittery. So again, it takes that destructive energy that is happening around it, but yet it still emerges very clean and beautiful and bright. So the star, cottonwood, is going to be representative of what we're pursuing, that renewal, that forward movement that we so associated with the sign of Aquarius. All right, so, and that being said, just going to do a little shuffle. Just how can we, as perpetual students, just learn and embrace how to patiently embrace change, and how can we take what's happening around us and just understand that change takes time as well, and that we need to have patience. So how can we patiently just take what's happening and let it change us for the better? Okay. All right, so we have the Nine of Earth as represented by Apple. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck. Very beautiful. And we also have the Madre of Fire, which is represented by the Herb of Time. Wow. Very beautiful. And the Madre of Fire is in a typical tarot deck considered to be associated with the Queen of Wands as well. And the Nine of Earth is associated in a typical tarot deck with the Nine of Pentacles. So we have the Nine of Earth, Apple, and the Madre of Fire, which is time, as far as how we can really take what's happening around us right now and use that to patiently, move forward and just embrace change. So right away, what kind of stood out to me is, and I don't know if you can see it very well in this picture, but on the Nine of Earth Apple card, inside the apple, we actually have stars in the center of the apple. And the Nine of Earth is a card that is all about, to me, the self-sufficiency of yourself. Nines are associated really with, to me, the innate power and wisdom and strength that is within you as an individual. And we already have a little star here in this seed, in this fruit. So what I'm thinking is that you already have what we're looking to attain within you already. And it is already inside you, and you just have to focus on it and bring it out. So the Nine of Earth, to me, it's the card of the entrepreneur, especially the female entrepreneur is what I associate this card with. And it's the card of just knowing that you can depend on your own skills, your own intelligence, your own ability to generate what you need to generate and to generate wealth. And wealth is defined differently by different people. And you sure as hell better believe that wealth to me means different things at different times. Obviously, in times of stress, having wealth simply means having what you need to survive, what you need to live. And the Nine of Earth, to me, is a message that these times actually give us the ability to find out what we have inside. They give us the ability to really kind of reach down inside and find out all the wonderful tools that we have. It tends to, these challenging times tend to put a spotlight on less on what others just give us and more on what we can create and what we can make for ourselves. And because of that, it is just a reminder that you have such incredible magic, such incredible resources, such incredible intelligence, such incredible creativity. You have tools that can generate your own resources. And in normal times, you often don't have to depend on what you really can do, because you are, we're too busy just gliding and just sleepwalking along. But when the faucets of other people giving to us is sort of shut off, it tends to put an emphasis on what we can do for ourselves, what we can actually generate for ourselves. And it also, again, asks, what can we evolve for the future in case something should happen like this again? What ingenuity can you as an individual create, craft to make, not make be in the same situation again? What changes can we do so that we are more self-sufficient? This is definitely a card of inner magic and self-sufficiency. And the Madre of Fire, Time, is a very witchy card. You even see here potions and brews. She has 2 books in this card. And this is all about taking care. What I see about this is we have the nurturing of, number one, your own self, nurturing of your own passions, nurturing of your own creativity. And this time right now, tough time that we're going through, is actually great for oftentimes getting us off that sleepwalking treadmill. And it can actually help us to nurture things that we could have been denying ourselves in the past. A lot of us have more time now. Many of us are back to work now, but especially when our work was disrupted, a lot of us had more time. And the thing is, when you have all this void now of time, oftentimes our spirit starts talking. And the suit of fire is all about spirit. It's all about that voice, that ancient voice that you came into this world with. And that voice starts to talk about what you have been neglecting, what she's been trying to tell you that you kind of shut off, you silenced her, you kind of threw her in the basement. And when we don't have anything to distract us, we're spending all this time alone with ourselves, that voice starts to emerge and starts to emerge louder and talk about, what life mission that we have neglected, what goals, what dreams, what desires we had that we neglected. And also, an extension of that is it asks, what can we create? What can we give to the world? What can we really get back to producing and birthing from within ourselves, from within our soul? And I believe that this is something that this time can actually give us and help us to progress and to move forward as well. Okay, so self-sufficiency, and also just nurturing our own voice and just creating. We're here to create, and what can we create to contribute to the world, to give back to the world and to spread love? What can we make with the magic within ourselves? Okay. All right. So that is our little full moon, green corn moon in Aquarius spread today. So thank you for joining me. And I will catch up with you next time for the next new moon. Thank you very much, and be well, and take care. Bye.